All right, good evening, wrestling fans, and welcome to the Epic Sports Broadcasting Network, coming to you live from the Dave Cave with action from Heartland Championship Wrestling. My name is Dave Little, and we are so pleased that Derek Bauman is here in the chat room. Welcome, my friend, to this Saturday broadcast of Patriot Championship Wrestling, and of course, Cleveland baseball fan 879 is with us as well. I enjoyed the baseball game earlier on the Cleveland Baseball Fan channel, as well as a boxing match that just finished up over on Philip Reynolds' channel. And now it is time for wrestling. Little baseball, little wrestling, little boxing. And tonight we have a big show coming to you from Washington, D.C. The main event will be for the Patriot Heavyweight Championship as a rematch. Bob Backlund, who just won the title from Superstar Graham, and tonight Superstar Graham is exercising his rematch clause here in Washington, D.C. with the title on the line. Now, in today's earlier matchups, as after further review with Steve Tower is here. Good to see you, my man, as well. The show started off in our non-televised matches with the Spoiler, picking up a victory over Billy Wicks. And the newsworthy feature of that match was the appearance at ringside of Angelo Mosca, a new ally of the Spoiler. So the Spoiler and Angelo Mosca looking to do some damage here in Patriot Championship Wrestling. A couple of upsets tonight. Pepper Gomez with a victory over Ed Strangler Lewis, as Pepper was successfully able to avoid the dreaded Strangler's headlock and take the measure of Strangler Lewis, a former Patriot heavyweight champion. In tag team action, it was a disqualification victory for Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson over the Powers of Pain when Barbarian administered a whipping to Ricky Morton with a weight belt. The fans here in D.C. did not take too kindly to that, neither did the referee who called for the disqualification. And just before we came to air, another upset as Fit Finley won a victory over former world champion Vader. And that is going to set Vader back in his title hopes by a significant step, as Finley was not afraid, did not back down from the intimidating tactics of the big man, and hoisted the big man up with his own weight for a top rope hot shot out of a fireman's carry that led to the 3 count and the victory for Fit Finley. And now we are ready to get things rolling with tonight's televised matchups. Your opening contest is scheduled for one fall with a 30-minute time limit. Introducing first, 5 foot 10 inches tall, 222 pounds, out of Lexington, Tennessee. He is representing James J. Dillon Enterprises and accompanied to the ring by James J. Dillon. This is Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. And his opponent, 5 foot 10, 237 pounds, out of Honolulu, Hawaii. This is Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. So two of the most polarizing figures in Patriot Championship Wrestling. Of course, everybody loves Ricky Steamboat, and everybody thinks Eddie Gilbert is a little punk. Everybody except for the members of James J. Dillon Enterprises, Arn Anderson, Tully Blanchard, and Killer Kowalski. And now we are ready to get things hopping as the opening initiative roll goes to Gilbert. And Gilbert comes out and tries for a vertical suplex, but that is a power move, and Steamboat has the power advantage. Steamboat actually has both the power and the agility advantage here in this match, so it is Steamboat countering with a series of knife edge chops. Those dragon knife edges whipped to the ropes, and another big chop across the chest of Gilbert, and Gilbert goes down. Steamboat going right for the flying body press off of the opening lockup. The pin roll here is 5 or lower, and on a roll of 3, he got him. How about that? Ricky Steamboat with a flash pinfall victory over Eddie Gilbert by way of the flying body press. So just like that, our first match has been decided in favor of the hero, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, before James J. Dillon even got his bearings oriented at ringside. So Ricky the Dragon Steamboat giving the fans here in Washington, D.C. a thrill. So congratulations to the Dragon. Much to the excitement of Derek Bauman and a Cleveland baseball fan, and after further review from Steve Tower, all these guys appreciate the efforts of Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, indeed not getting paid by the hour here tonight in D.C. And he is about the only resident of Washington, D.C. not getting paid by the hour in the heartland of the bureaucracy. The birthplace of bureaucracy, indeed. All right, following contest is a tag team match scheduled for one fall with a 45-minute time limit. Introducing first, at a total combined weight of 479 pounds, collectively known as the original Midnight Express, it is Randy Rose and Dennis Condrey. So Condrey and Rose coming down to ringside together to do battle in tag team action. And their opponents coming to the ring first out of Chicago, Illinois. He is 6'5" and 277 pounds. He is the total package Lex Luger. And his tag team partner out of Virginia Beach, Virginia, 6'3", 244 pounds. This is Magnum TA. So the team of Magnum TA and Lex Luger have been attempting to work together. These two came together in defense of Sting back in the Atlantic Wrestling Federation when Sting was attacked by the Four Horsemen, including Barry Windham, Arn Anderson, and Tully Blanchard. And after the 2022 draft took place, Luger and TA came to Patriot Championship Wrestling hoping to get a match against Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard, but so far they have been unable to do so, thanks to the managerial genius of James J. Dillon. So they're trying to work their way up through the tag team ranks and maybe one day achieve the place where they can become champions or in some way call their own shots and get a shot at the Horsemen here in Patriot Championship Wrestling. And of course, what more needs to be said about Randy Rose and Dennis Condrey, but they are a fine, well organized and well coordinated duo. Now I'm getting a little error message on my stream, so if somebody in the stream could give me a thumbs up or just let me know if we are getting any buffering or if we're getting any interruptions in the feed as we get things started here in this match with Lex Luger starting things off against Randy Rose. So Luger and Randy Rose going at it here, and it is Randy Rose who gets the opening initiative roll, and he comes out, grabs Luger by the arm, whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Lex Luger. And on a roll of 8, it is a running back elbow from Randy Rose that stuns Luger. And thank you, Steve and Derek and Tim for the heads up on the smooth streaming. Randy Rose now comes with a suplex up over and down to the canvas. Hard goes Lex Luger. Rose looking good here off the opening lockup, and he's going to follow that with a big clothesline that stuns Luger. Here is a tag to Dennis Condrey. Double team is underway, and on a roll of 10, it is Rose who is holding on to Luger. but Luger ducks the running clothesline from Contendry, and a collision takes place. Rose and Contendry knock heads, and it is Luger taking control on Contendry after alertly avoiding the double team. And now Luger with a falling double sledge on Contendry, both men getting to their feet. And as they come together, it is Contendry attempting a double thrust to the throat, but that's a power move. Luger just laughs that one off, and it is Luger who comes right back with another big sledge, and that puts Contendry down to the mat. Luger overpowering Contendry on that exchange, and now here is a big sidewalk slam, and down hard to the canvas goes Contendry. And the tag goes to Magnum TA, and now we have the no data warning. What to do, what to do, what to do. And now we're back. All right, so Magnum TA tags in, and it will be TA now applying his trade against Dennis Contendry, and it is Contendry who blocks the right jab from Magnum, and it is Contendry who comes back with a takedown and rubs the face of TA into the mat. Wow. Contendry out-wrestling TA in that exchange and adding a little humiliation to the mix. Here's a big elbow smash by Dennis Contendry, and Magnum TA is frustrated. Magnum comes back, grabs Contendry into a side headlock, takes him quickly down to one knee. And now it is Contendry who fights his way out of the headlock and gets nailed by a dropkick by Magnum TA. Nice move by Magnum coming out of that clinch. And now a big backdrop by Magnum takes Contendry up, over, and down to the canvas hard. Contendry tags in Randy Rose. And Contendry a little red-faced after getting basically embarrassed by Magnum TA in that lockup. Here comes Randy Rose. Tries for a front face lock. Magnum slips out of that one, the quicker of the two men. And Magnum this time scores with a right jab onto the schnoz of Randy Rose. Randy stunned by that as Magnum moves in. Magnum now takes Rose down to the canvas and drops the leg on him. Leg drop by Magnum TA, and it is Rose tagging out. So we'll see a lot of tags from the Midnights. So it will not be easy. This will not be a walkover for Magnum and TA, despite their collective skills and popularity. Here's a quick tag, or excuse me, a quick jab from Dennis Contendry. It stuns Magnum, and Magnum is going to tag back into Luger. Luger coming in with a football tackle that takes Contendry down to the mat. Contendry quickly makes the tag to Randy Rose. Trying to lure the opponents into their side of the ring, and here is a whip to the ropes by Randy Rose. Off the ropes comes Luger, and on a roll of 7, it is a back elbow from Randy Rose, taking Luger down to the canvas, and a falling forearm drop. Rose connects on Luger. Luger slow to get to his feet, and Randy Rose is going to come in with a double chop. And he is going to follow that up with a attempted a standing drop kick on a roll of 9 or lower. And on a roll of 10, Luger avoids the drop kick. And it is Luger who comes back with a running knee lift, taking Randy Rose off his feet. Both men come together in the center of the ring, and it is Rose who goes down with a hip toss that takes Luger up, over, and down to the canvas. Luger thought about a tag, can't get over there, as Rose comes in with a monkey flip. Luger avoids the monkey flip, and on the reversal, it is Luger with a knee lift that stuns Randy Rose. These two are wrestling to pretty much a stalemate here, and as they come back together again, oh, here comes Randy Rose with a drop toe hold. And Contendry comes in on the double team, drops the elbow. They roll Luger over for a pin attempt. It'll take a snake eyes to get him. Oh, and on a roll of 2, he got him. Just like that, the double team move by Rose and Contendry puts Luger down for the 3 count. The original Midnight Express with a big victory over a frustrated Lex Luger. As Luger went down and Contender dropped the elbow on him, Rose covers him for the pin on the drop toe hold double team. Brought to you by the Midnight Express. Another stunning victory. In this case, a stunning defeat, and the frustration continues for Magnum and Luger. And I don't know how much teamwork they have left in them. If they don't get their match with Anderson and Blanchard, this union may be short-lived. Luger, of course, previously under the employ of one Ted DiBiase. And you had better believe that a guy like DiBiase would love to get Luger back into the fold to shore up his personal entourage, as it were. And with that, it is now time for your next contest. And this contest is a #1 contenders match for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. The winner of this match will get a title shot against Bryan Danielson at next week's pay-per-view broadcast here on Heartland Championship Wrestling. We are 1 week away from the Brothers in Arms pay-per-view, and Bryan Danielson anxiously awaiting the winner of this match, who will move on to the pay-per-view and face Danielson next week. Introducing first out of Omaha, Nebraska, 6'3", 245 pounds. He is a former NWA World Heavyweight Champion. This is the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, and he is accompanied to the ring by Big Scott Hall. And his opponent out of Paris Island, South Carolina, beloved here in Washington, D.C., the nation's capital. Standing at 6'4" and weighing 303 pounds, this is your reigning North American Heavyweight Champion, Sergeant Slaughter. Of course, the North American Championship not on the line tonight. This match earned by Sarge as a result of his dominant reign with the North American Championship, propelling him to the top of the rankings, where he will take on Ted DiBiase, and the winner gets an NWA title match, as we have got Cleveland baseball fans singing now in the chat room. Money, 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 money. All we need is Steve Tower on the ukulele to accompany that, and we might have a Grammy Award coming to the Dave Cave. All right. We are ready to get things rolling, and it is Sergeant Slaughter who wins the opening initiative role. And he goes with a kick to the gut after a mock salute on DiBiase. DiBiase is staggered, and now Sarge is going to go with a drop kick, but that is an agility move. DiBiase has the agility advantage in this matchup, and he ducks away from the drop kick. And it is DiBiase who tries for the falling fist drop. Slaughter gets out of the way of that, and quickly both men are back to their feet and squaring off. So both men well studied of the opposition as they come back together in the center of the ring. And now it is another stomp to the gut by Sergeant Slaughter. And DiBiase fires right back with a rake of the eyes. Oh, the fans here in D.C. not liking that. DiBiase, one of the most hated men, if not the most hated man in the territory. And it is DiBiase now who comes back with a big clothesline that nails Sergeant Slaughter. And Slaughter is stunned. And here is DiBiase now with a falling fist drop onto the fallen Slaughter. DiBiase follows that up with a whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes Sarge, and on a roll of 8, it is a big kick by Ted DiBiase that stuns Sergeant Slaughter. DiBiase follows that up with another fist drop, and DiBiase is in control here. And now a big gut wrench suplex by Ted DiBiase. For all of his nastiness, people forget what a talented in-ring grappler he is. Sergeant Slaughter remembering very quickly after he is dumped to the canvas with that gut wrench suplex. And now it's going to be an attempt at a backward elbow off the ropes by DiBiase. This is a choice G maneuver, so it will require a, oh gosh, power on a 5 or death jump A. I guess we'll go with the death jump A. And that was a bad idea, because as DiBiase came off the ropes, it was Sarge who caught him from behind and suplexed him back down onto the canvas hard. Slaughter now in control after the missed attempt at the back elbow smash. And now it is Sarge going for a back body drop. That is also a choice H maneuver. So he's going to go for that death jump roll, and on a roll of 5, it is Slaughter who misses, and DiBiase who takes over control. As I mentioned, these men have each other very well scouted, and now DiBiase is in control, and he is going to go up for another death jump, and this time he nails it. DiBiase goes to the top rope. Sarge tried to get over there, but DiBiase was quicker, and DiBiase comes off with a missile drop kick that nails Sergeant Slaughter. Slaughter goes down, and now a big power slam by DiBiase. Sergeant Slaughter rolls out of the ring, and this is where Sarge likes to play. And on a roll of 8, DiBiase smartly stays in the ring. Scott Hall distracting Sergeant Slaughter with a little taunt on the arena floor as DiBiase waits it out, and Sarge is forced to roll back into the ring where DiBiase is waiting. DiBiase now is going to go up for yet another back elbow off the ropes, and this time he missed again, and DiBiase goes down hard. Slaughter now takes control. Slaughter with a big atomic drop. Slaughter goes for the cover. The pin roll is Snake Eyes, and on a roll of 5, DiBiase kicks out. Slaughter now in control. Slaughter following up with a back body drop attempt. That is a choice H maneuver. He failed the death jump last time, so this time he is going to try for the agility roll of 8 or lower. And on a roll of 9, he was unable to execute the back body drop. DiBiase gets his way out of that one, and it's DiBiase with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Sergeant Slaughter, and a running back elbow delivered by DiBiase. DiBiase maintains control. DiBiase now with a whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes the Sarge, and on a roll of 9, it is another big knee smash by DiBiase that stuns Sergeant Slaughter. DiBiase showing his mettle here. Another whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Sergeant Slaughter, and this time it is a big collision in the center of the ring. The more powerful man wins the advantage. That would be Sergeant Slaughter. So a big shoulder tackle by Sergeant Slaughter as the two men collide in the center of the ring. Slaughter first back to his feet, and Slaughter comes in, and he is going to deliver another kick to the gut of DiBiase. DiBiase quickly to his feet on the reversal, and another whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes Slaughter, and this time it is Slaughter who grabs the arm of DiBiase and reverses that whip to the turnbuckle, and this time it is Slaughter with a boot to the gut as DiBiase bounces off the turnbuckle. Slaughter now in control. Big body slam delivered by Slaughter, and he takes a few backward steps. Both men starting to show some signs of fatigue here. And as they come back together in the center of the ring, once again, DiBiase goes to the eyes, and Slaughter is stunned. DiBiase again with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Sergeant Slaughter, and a big back body drop by DiBiase sends Slaughter crashing down to the canvas. Now another big gut wrench suplex by DiBiase takes Slaughter down to the mat, and Slaughter rolls out of the ring yet again. And this time on a roll of 5, DiBiase is coming out, and we are going to see a double disqualification roll here. Sergeant Slaughter may be disqualified, and he will not be. DiBiase also with a 5 is not going to be disqualified. So we go to the odd even roll, and on the even roll, Slaughter will win the brawl. And on a roll of 4, Slaughter does win the brawl on the arena floor. And he is going to continue the battle on the arena floor here. And again, they're going to go to that double disqualification roll. Sarge is risking disqualification here, but will not be disqualified. DiBiase also will not be disqualified. This time it is DiBiase who gets the even roll. And on a roll of 4, it is DiBiase winning the brawl on the outside. And now DiBiase is going to go once again for the death jump. And this time on a roll of 8, he nails it. Big elbow smash off the top turnbuckle as the action returns to the ring. DiBiase in control. And DiBiase with a big power slam. And again, Slaughter is going out to the arena floor. And this time it is, DiBiase coming out as Scott Hall distracts Sergeant Slaughter. It is DiBiase who comes out and nails Slaughter with a clothesline to the back of the head. We may see a count out here on a roll of snake eyes, but on a roll of 7, Slaughter gets back to his feet slowly and crawls his way back into the ring where DiBiase is waiting. The presence of Scott Hall at ringside paying its benefits. And now we've got the Cobra Clutch. Cobra Clutch applied by Ted DiBiase as Slaughter gets back into the ring. These two men use the same submission hold. And on a roll of 5 or lower, we'll see a submission here. And on a roll of 4, he got him. So Ted DiBiase earns another shot at the NWA World Heavyweight Championship by way of the Cobra Clutch. After some timely distraction by Big Scott Hall at ringside. So Slaughter goes down to defeat by way of his own hold. He went down to one knee, then he went unresponsive, and the referee called for the bell as your winner and new #1 contender for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship is Ted DiBiase. So DiBiase, your winner. He'll move on next week at the Brothers in Arms pay-per-view for a rematch against the American Dragon Bryan Danielson for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. And fans, that brings us now to our main event of the evening. As everybody says, everybody has a price, says Steve Tower. And Philip Reynolds, also in the chat room. As I mentioned, I enjoyed a very fine boxing match presented by Philip Reynolds. I don't know much about boxing, but Felix Trinidad and Oscar De La Hoya duked it out. And if you want to know the result, you'll have to go check out that match on Philip Reynolds' channel, as I refuse to give spoilers. But it was a slobber knocker. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for your main event of the evening. The following contest is scheduled for one fall with a 45-minute time limit, and it is for the Patriot Heavyweight Championship. Introducing first the challenger. He stands at 6 foot 4 inches tall, weighing 275 pounds, out of Paradise Valley, Arizona. Accompanied to the ring by the Grand Wizard of Wrestling, this is superstar Billy Graham. And his opponent, your reigning and defending Patriot Heavyweight Champion, Six foot 1, 234 pounds, out of Princeton, Minnesota. This is Bob Backlund. So Backlund versus superstar Billy Graham. These two have had some great battles over the past several months. Backlund finally winning the Patriot Heavyweight Championship and defending it here in the rematch against superstar Billy Graham in Washington, D.C. And the opening initiative role is won by Bob Backlund. As they come together, it is Backlund taking control. And Backlund off the opening lockup immediately goes behind Graham and maneuvers him into an abdominal stretch. Very good move off the opening matchup there by Backlund. Graham is able to power his way out of that, but Backlund's in control. And Backlund now with a drop toe hold, taking Graham down to the canvas. Backlund going for a Boston Crab, and quickly Graham grabs the bottom rope and rolls out of the ring. Goodness gracious, what a start Bob Backlund gets off to here. And Backlund is just going to wait it out in the ring. as Superstar Billy Graham has some words with the Grand Wizard on the arena floor. Now Graham is back in, but Backlund's ready for him. And Backlund is going to try for a death jump, another drop toe hold. Backlund going up to the top rope. And as he comes off on a roll of 8, it is Backlund who nails Superstar Billy Graham coming off the top rope with a flying forearm smash. And Graham is down once again. And now Backlund, Graham trying to get out of the ring. Out to the arena floor we go. Surprisingly, Backlund has an A rating on his out of the ring, which again surprises me, but this is an official Thegos Trez Hall of Fame card. So when action goes out of the ring, Backlund is going out. And on a roll of 8, once again, it is going to be Billy Graham making that helpless crawl back into the ring ahead of the 10 count. Backlund ready and waiting, and now Backlund catches Graham coming through the ropes and dumps him head first on the mat with a pile driver, and down goes Billy Graham. Dave Gardner never liked Bob Backlund. What kind of what kind of human being doesn't like Bob Backlund? Goodness gracious, next thing you're going to tell me you don't like pineapple on pizza. As Backlund now is in control, and Backlund tries for the hammerlock, but that is a power move, and Graham by far has the power advantage, and Graham slips behind and grabs a full Nelson on Bob Backlund. So bad idea for Backlund to try and go strength for strength with Billy Graham. Backlund finding himself trapped in the full Nelson at the hands of one Superstar Billy Graham. Backlund fighting and finally gets his leg under the bottom rope, forcing the break. But as they come off the rope, Graham just tosses Backlund out of the ring. And here we go again to the arena floor. They are duking it out, mano a mano on the arena floor. And the A7 roll is the better ring rating. And with these two men being equivalent, it is Superstar Billy Graham who wins the brawl on the arena floor, as he was the wrestler on offense. Graham now, as they come back into the ring, catches Backlund in the Superstar Bear Hug. That is a +1 submission hold. Backlund, of course, with a pin rating of only 1. So on a roll of snake eyes, this match will be over. On a roll of 11, Backlund is able to make his way out of the Superstar Bear Hug, but he suffers the first point of fatigue in this match. And now a big over-the-shoulder backbreaker by Billy Graham, and Backlund rolls out of the ring and back out to the arena floor. On the arena floor, this time it is Billy Graham who is just going to mug and flex and prance and preen around the ring, waiting for Backlund to come in ahead of the 10 count. And as he comes in, again, Backlund is trapped in the Superstar Bear Hug. Now the submission roll is 3 or lower, and on 9, Backlund again is able to make his way out of the hold, but the Superstar Bear Hug starting to take its toll on Bob Backlund. As Graham follows up, and he now is going to go up for the death jump. Graham going to the top rope, not familiar territory for him, but on a roll of 6, it is Graham coming off with a flying double axe handle right to the head of Bob Backlund, and Backlund is down. Graham going out of the ring once again. Action goes out to the arena floor, and this time it is Backlund who grabs Superstar Graham by the leg, pulls him out of the ring, and runs Superstar Billy Graham headfirst into the steel security railing. Wow. An uncharacteristic show of aggression by Bob Backlund here puts him back in control, and as they come back into the ring, it is a one-arm gotch lift by Backlund that puts Superstar Billy Graham in some pain, and now a big delayed vertical suplex by Bob Backlund. Big show of strength here. He's given up over 40 pounds in this match, but he is holding Superstar Billy Graham high up overhead and finally down hard to the canvas, where Billy Graham goes down and stays down. And now it is Backlund going for the crossface chicken wing. That is a +3 finishing hold. So the submission roll here is a 4. And on a roll of 6, Graham is able to work his way over to the bottom rope and force the break. Both men breaking out the submission holds here. What's Backlund going to do? Backlund goes back to that one-arm gotch lift. This time he cannot get him up. And it is Graham who turns and grabs a headlock onto Backlund. Backlund quickly with the reversal out of that and an arm drag. Superstar Billy Graham is not going down off his feet. Superstar Billy Graham resists the arm drag and comes back instead with an attempted elbow drop, and that is dodged by Backlund. Backlund now in control, and Backlund is going to go for a head scissors. That is a choice C maneuver. He'll need a roll of 8 or lower to get Graham over and down, and on a roll of 11, Graham gets out of the way of the attempted head scissor, and it is Graham who takes control. Lots of reversals in this match, and now Billy Graham is flexing in the center of the ring. Bob Backlund comes at him with a whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes Superstar Billy Graham, and on a roll of 9, it is a big kick from Bob Backlund that stuns Superstar Billy Graham as we say hello to Ron McGrath and D. Scott Howard joining us in the chat room, as well as Baseball Demos. So, yeah, welcome to everybody. Good crowd here tonight in the Dave Cave as Bob Backlund is in control, attempting to defend his Patriot Heavyweight Championship. And now Backlund tries that hammerlock again, and Graham is too powerful for that, and Graham just shoves Backlund into the corner and wails away at him with repeated kicks and stomps. It's a Billy Graham beatdown in the corner. Backlund slow to get to his feet, and another big hip toss and a big flex by Superstar Billy Graham, trying to win the mind games against Bob Backlund. But as they come back together in the center of the ring, it is Backlund with a fireman's carry, taking Graham down to the canvas where he latches onto an arm bar. Arm bar applied by Backlund. Graham gets to one knee. And now, as he gets to one knee, Backlund takes him back down to the canvas, trying again for that Boston Crab. Boston Crab applied by Bob Backlund. Superstar Billy Graham fighting his way over to the ropes once again. He will not submit, but more damage is being done. And now as Graham gets to his feet, it is Backlund who just wails on him with a big forearm smash. Graham's going to fire right back and just grab a chokehold on Backlund. Referee puts the 5 count on, forcing the break. And it is Backlund who once again comes back with a whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes Superstar Billy Graham, and as Backlund tries a running clothesline, Superstar Billy Graham rolls out of the way. Backlund crashes face first into the turnbuckle. As Billy Graham rolls him up for the pin. The pin roll here is a 3 or lower, and on a roll of 6, Backlund is able to kick out. An uncharacteristic mental mistake by Bob Backlund almost cost him the match. And now Superstar with another big over-the-shoulder backbreaker, and Backlund rolls out of the ring, looking for respite on the arena floor, and he will get none. As Superstar Billy Graham comes out and batters Bob Backlund with punches and kicks, and then slams the head of Backlund onto the ring apron. And as we all know, the ring apron is the hardest part of the ring. Backlund is stunned. Billy Graham is in control. And back into the ring, it is Graham going up for another death jump. He hit this earlier in the match, and on a roll of 3 this time, he is not going to be successful. This time it is Graham coming off the top rope with an awesome cross body block, but Backlund counters that and rolls over on top. He's going to go for the cover here. The pin roll is snake eyes, but on a roll of 10, Billy Graham kicks out after Backlund smartly rolled through that attempt at a cross body block and put Billy Graham's shoulders down for a 2 count. Backlund back in control, and Backlund now goes to the crossface chicken wing. The submission roll here is 6. The Grand Wizard is going to go for a distraction here, and on a roll of 8, he is not able to create a distraction. And on a roll of 8, Billy Graham is able to survive and kick out. And now at 3 fatigue tokens, we're going to see outside interference by the manager. As times are getting desperate here for Billy Graham. Superstar Billy Graham getting some assistance from the outside, and it is an attack on Bob Backlund by the Grand Wizard of Wrestling. On a roll of 4 and on a roll of 2, it is a disqualification. Oh my goodness. It is the Grand Superstar, the Grand Wizard of Wrestling, as Bob Backlund was preparing to put on the crossface chicken wing, who interfered in the match and cost his man the defeat, but saved his man the ignominy of being trapped once again in the crossface chicken wing. So Bob Backlund, your winner by disqualification, retaining the Patriot Heavyweight Championship here tonight in Washington, D.C. All right, a disappointing end to that match in terms of the competitiveness of it. But the referee probably made the right call. With a championship on the line, you've got to be strict about the interpretation of the rules. And you cannot let outside interference determine a championship match. So your winner by way of disqualification, retaining the Patriot Heavyweight Championship, it is Bob Backlund. Boos coming down out of the crowd. Oh, and what Ultimate Wildcat fan, my buddy Kevin Butcher is here, and he is not very happy. He is not only the Ultimate Wildcat fan, he is the Ultimate Superstar Billy Graham fan, and disappointed in the outcome of that match. So what I think we'll do, I think we're going to go for a commissioner ruling here. And the next time that the Patriot Championship Wrestling is on the air, we will have Patriot Championship Wrestling Commissioner Tori Wilson issue a ruling as to whether Superstar Billy Graham can get a rematch for the title. But for tonight, your winner by DQ is Bob Backlund, and he retains the Patriot Heavyweight Championship. Great crowd here tonight, as Butcher is calling for a cage match. Steve Tower is calling it a dusty finish. Cleveland baseball fan 879 wants this to be revisited. The fans here in Washington, D.C. are beside themselves. But thank you all for coming out tonight. KB, Steve Tower, Cleveland baseball fan, D. Scott Howard, Dave Gardner stopping by, Philip Reynolds, Ron McGrath, baseball demos, Derek Bauman, and just a fine cast of dignitaries here tonight in the Dave Cave. We appreciate everybody for checking out tonight's stream. So from the Epic Sports Broadcasting Network, on behalf of Heartland Championship Wrestling, this is Dave Little signing off. That's our stream, and I am out of here.